Molly.
So this is Goldmine, written by Robert Reeves. Fade in, exterior forest day. Steve, male 24, Molly, female 23, and Kendra, female 23, and Trevor, male 23, are walking through woods. Molly steps on a dry branch, breaking it, almost tripping. Fuck.
You okay, Molly?
Yeah, I almost rolled my ankle.
Because you're wearing stilettos.
They're hiking heels.
It's the woods, not a runway.
Trevor, with the phone held high, points it in a different direction.
Speaking of wood, Steve, you said I'd get a signal. I've got like half a bar.
Never said that, Trevor, because again, woods.
Yeah, but my boss wants me to bang his wife. They're super loaded, so I might get some kind of sugar parental.
That sounds like a terrible situation.
Kerry, weren't you in a throuple?
You didn't pay each other to sleep together.
But wouldn't that be better?
Zach, male 24, and Roger, male 25, are walking behind the group. Molly looks back at Roger and smiles at him.
How long have you been dating Molly?
About a year.
Really? That long? You're not around much.
I work nights at the morgue.
Doing what?
Night guard. With death all around, I'm in charge of making sure no one can leave.
Is that your little joke?
Got Molly on the first date.
Knowing her, I wouldn't think it'd be that easy.
Oh, it wasn't. Only after she learned my family owns the morgue did she agree to a date.
Who doesn't want to date a business owner? Maybe the two of you can franchise your morgue.
Exactly. And that's why I'm going to ask her to marry me.
Roger pulls out an extravagant ring, displaying it to Zach.
Jesus, Roger, how much did you spend on that?
Like all my savings from the morgue.
Did you rob the bodies as well?
Our family's rich. It's like I'll be reimbursed for the ring once we're married.
And that's not a reason to get married.
She's also like super hot.
Also not a reason.
Steve stops the group, looking around.
Hold on, just want to make sure we're headed in the right direction.
Kendra takes off a backpack and opens it, showing Molly.
Look at all this crazy shit I bought.
The bag is full of knives, hatchets, and swords. What the fuck you need all that for?
I'm going to hunt and skin some critters. You know, start that again. You know how much a pelt goes for? If it's dangerous enough, big bucks.
What are you expecting to find? There's like stray cats or cows around. I don't really know what's in these woods.
Big game hunters pay so much for a giraffe or triceratops. It's insane.
Okay, I do know triceratops don't exist.
Try telling that to a billionaire with one hanging over their mantle.
How would it fit? Roger and Zach catch up to the group.
Hey, babe.
Hey, they cuddle themselves annoyingly.
Okay, we're just going right away. Let's just angle our trajectory a bit northwest.
A certain direction I had to walk after being left at a party.
Don't.
You love this story.
We've all heard it. I don't think I have.
Good, because Steve left me at a party, so I took a shit on his dad's front lawn.
What? Please, not again.
Why? It's hilarious.
It's really not.
Okay, so Steve left, forcing me to walk home.
You could have got a ride with anyone else.
I won't get in a car if the driver's drunk.
It was a 2-mile walk. If you had,
Hadn't taken a pit stop at your dad's house. I know. So I'm walking home super pissed off at Steve for leaving. While the walk home, not that long, I'll admit, start drunk thinking.
you had to make a detour. Your house was a straight shot.
Sure was, but I needed to get back at you.
I rushed out of the party because someone called the cops.
You could have found me.
Kerry, I want you to stop. I'd like to know where this is going. Molly's a guest. You don't know what happens next.
Steve, spoilers. We all cherish this story.
No, we don't. Now stop.
Love it.
You damn well know it infuriates me. So what happened? She fucking opened the inn. Human shit is produced on my dad's lawn.
Exactly. No one got hurt. We laughed and we...
Kerry suddenly falls through the ground. Everyone looks at each other in shocked silence.
Kerry,
You alive?
Yes, I'm alive, you motherfuckers.
Everyone surrounds the hole Kerry fell through.
You good?
Fuck you, Kendra. I think my leg is broken.
Can you move it? What? No, don't move it.
Kerry screams. Steve looks at Roger like he's a fool.
Kerry, you need to stay still. We're coming down to you.
Steve looks to all his eyes. Steve looks to all his eyes landing on Zach. Sorry, needs a comma there.
You normally come prepared.
How's a flask full of grain alcohol?
What? Why?
Kerry might need some pain relief.
No, why bring grain alcohol?
Fuck us up since this is the last trip.
You think any of us are drinking grain alcohol again after the hot air balloon trip?
I just want us to get crazy. We're going to have adult responsibilities soon.
We're collectively puked for a straight mile. We ruined that kid's birthday party. The family tried to sue us for the bouncy house deposit they couldn't get back.
They could have hosed it off.
You could have bought drugs. Any of us could have bought drugs.
Does anyone have a rope?
Everyone shakes their head.
We're camping and no one brought rope.
You got to pick our trip this year. None of us have been camping before. Why bring survival tools?
A rope isn't a survival tool.
We brought snacks and shit. We only agreed on camping because you used to do it with your dad. And Molly looks at Steve's growing sadness and didn't want to hurt you and your love for the woods. Anyone want to back me up?
Yeah, anyone want to back her up?
Molly gives Roger a loathsome look and everyone shuffles their feet looking around while answering.
I came here to hunt, so I'm happy to be here.
I like the fresh air. Get out of the city.
I want to get through this weekend to bang my boss's wife while he watches. I have Dunkaroos in my bag. I bought them off eBay.
Still down here. Something's stuck in my pants.
We're dumbing down, Kerry. All right, everyone, unpack your bags. Maybe one of us has brought something useful by accident.
All kneel down, open their bags, take out useful items.
No need to stress. I've got crazy cool weapons that could kill a lot of things.
But why?
Pelts, Zach.
Molly's guest?
It's Roger. Roger whips out.
Shower sandals? Useless. Molly?
Electric lantern?
I thought you didn't bring camping stuff.
It's not for camping. There's no street lamps. How else can I see at night?
You'd understand it's useful.
Yeah, for seeing in the dark.
Trevor, please tell me you've got more than Dunkaroos.
I did bring cool shit like underwater matches, petroleum jelly and flares.
What, to burn down the woods?
Oh, what? Did you bring that? Besides a flask full of poison.
Sleeping bag, long johns, a compass, and snacks.
Don't address me about snacks.
Steve opens his bag, taking rope out. What the fuck? You let us go through this whole thing and you had rope.
I needed to know what you were all packed. We might be down there for a while.
Down there for a while.
We need to build a sling and a harness. I can't do that alone.
Okay, we'll call it a day there because we're on to page 11 now.
So we are.
As fun as this is. I like that. I mean,
Yes.
it goes from the sublime to the ridiculous insofar as the previous one was heavy on the description and this one is super light on the description. But I don't mind it because I think actually it speaks for itself, as it were.
Mm.
So, Rachel?
Yeah, I really liked it. There's some nice bits of comedy in there that were making me laugh reading it, so I'm sure it'll be even better on camera. I think you could potentially cut a bit of it down. Maybe make her falling down the hole a little bit quicker. I don't know though, because it's nice to get to know those characters first and see them being friends and having a bit of banter and then something going wrong. So I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a nice bit. I like the comedy. Angela pointed out earlier, but just make sure you introduce Kerry as well. A few typos, I'm sure that can be sorted out. Bit of proofreading needed just for some commas and bits. In general, though, yeah, interesting. I'd like to know what happens when they eventually go down to Harry, so I might read it a little bit further later. Thank you.
Stuart.
I wanted to know where it was set. I know it says forest, but I kind of wanted a few pointers on what country. Because I mean, I was reading through it and thinking, oh, there's some American references here. Is it set in America? Where is it? Is that important? I mean, I don't know what Dunkaroos are for a start, so
That sounds like it could be Australian, though, doesn't
Australia.
Mm.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
So so that would be quite
don't
helpful
know.
to know where it is.
I'm going to Google Dunkaroos. Carry on.
We'll do that as well.
And there are a few language things where I thought, this isn't set in England, for example.
Mm.
So
Yes, they're not walking through Epping Forest.
no. So, anyway, so that's just a quick point. I quite like the two groups going through the woods, you know, two groups of friends, as it were, or some lagging behind. That's quite a nice device. I kind of want to know whether this kind of what's this setting up almost, and so that's sort of intriguing for me. Where this is going in terms of, is this going to be that they're going to be stuck in the woods when she's fallen down the hole? Is that going to lead to something else? Is it going to be fantasy thing where she disappears down a hole somewhere else and goes to another world, or I don't know, or is this going to be one where the friends gradually fall out, or you know, it starts revealing their true friendships or not? So it's sort of luring me in, which is nice. So
that's a yes. I think you're right there.
I guess the title to an extent may give something away. I don't know what they might be about to find, but
Gold mine.
that's true.
Yes,
Where's the
that's
gold
true.
mine?
Ian.
I didn't warm to the characters, but maybe that's the point. Maybe, you know, we shouldn't like them all. We don't really know who they are. I'd like to have teased a bit more about what's going to happen later in this first 10 pages. There's a lot of dialogue, which is great, but it's almost history. It's all about what's happened. It's not what's going to happen. I'd like to know a bit more about that. There's a lot of characters, and I'm wondering, do some of them not make it? Do some of them have an early ending? You know, is there something going to happen here that some of these people are not going to get through, an early demise, if you like? So I'd like to sort of tease if that's going to happen, or something else, you know, quite different's going to happen. Maybe we could tease a little bit of that out early on.
Yeah.
All the things. Where is it? Okay, I mean, it'd be good to know what country it's in. What time period is it in? You know, is it now? Is it, you know, is it in the past? We don't know. Yeah, I'd like to know more. I'm hooked in, but I don't like the characters, if you like. But I like to know more about the story. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you. John.
I enjoyed it. Characters, I kind of want to know more because I want to know who they are. If that makes sense, probably not. I love the typo, you know, with the engagement ring. I want her to make me merry. I want to make her merry. I'm thinking, merry, yeah. Want her to marry me or something. And I was thinking, yeah, with a ring that big, any girl's going to marry you. So that made me giggle. But I know it's just a typo. It's pointless, that. But intriguing, yes, because there's something that they're going to obviously be doing in the future, because they said we've all got adulting to do. This is like their last group together. Yeah. So at the age of 23, are they young doctors, young lawyers, whatever? Because whatever they are, they're finishing it soon and going out into the real world.
Yeah.
And as they're all of a similar age, it just made me think that, you know, are they doctors? Whatever. But then I thought, well, no, they can't be doctors because one of them works at a morgue. Oh, nice.
Friends.
Yeah, well, that's it. But is it something that joins them all together? As I say, primarily because they're all at the same age. So
Yeah.
there is something there that bonds them because they know each other quite well, it seems.
There's a previous story, isn't there? So
But having said that, there's also this story about defecating on a front lawn that nobody else seems to know about, apart from these two. So maybe they don't know each other that well. You know, it gets a little bit confusing, but I did enjoy it. And I was quite happy to read on because I wanted to know. And I'll be honest with you, I cheated a little bit because I did read on and they fell down into a mine. So I was like, come on. And then
Okay.
you said, stop.
Okay, sorry about that. We can't like
I know.
going and going and going. So my thoughts were really, I think that a little more delineation between the individual groups of characters would help immensely. We know they're walking through the woods, but they're not all just in one big clump or even in a line. They seem to be paired up or in threes or whatever. And I think at the moment, when you go from one group to another group, you need to say something like angle on Roger and Zach, or close on so and so and so and so, you know, just to show that you've moved. It will be a different shot. It can't just be a rollout of dialogue. So you need to identify where that's going to be and who they are, and that will just help then also with the understanding of the different groups of people a little bit. Kerry was missed out of the intro. And so that caused some confusion because at first I thought she was the same person as Kendra and was just a name mistake. That is something to remember also in choosing names, selecting names. Try not to select in a group names that are similar, because you're always going to end up with confusion over it otherwise. A little bit more on the characters. Just a little bit more description. You don't need to go into physical description these days, really, because, you know, if we're looking at the fact that they could be cast by anyone from anywhere, you don't need to say, this is a white man, this is a black guy, this is a Chinese person anymore, in the way that people used to do that a lot, because it's completely unnecessary. People could just cast it however they want. But it would be nice to know Steve and Molly and Kendra and Trevor right up top. They're similar ages. Do they have anything that's, you know, is one tall, thin? You know, said not physical, but I meant is one of them sort of wiry and, you know, or one of them sort of plodding, you know, and slower, and, you know, that kind of, just to give us a sense of who they are. What else? That's it, really. Punctuation is a little bit confusing sometimes, but only when I'm reading it out loud and there's no punctuation in a line at all. So punctuation is really important. It's the difference between, you know, I don't know, one of those old sentences where you say,
shoots and leaves. Yeah.
Eat shoots leaves, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Eat shoots leaves, that sort of thing, you know. But other than that, yeah, it's fun. It is fun. The dialogue's good. I think, like Rachel said, it might be a little bit too much, but you could tighten that up easy enough. It'd be nice to know where it goes. And yeah, cool. Good luck with that.
Well, it's obviously not set today because they're talking to each other, not texting each other.
Yeah. This is also true. There's no mobile phones.
Well, there is. It's right in the first page.
Oh,
It
yeah,
says,
they've got the
half a
signal.
bar. And
So they've got no signal.
yeah,
I think-
in the 20 years I've had a mobile phone, I've never had half a bar.
I think they
You've either
need
got a bar or you don't have a
Stop.
bar.
I think in that case they need to do this phone thing several times, at least 3 times. 3 is the charm, isn't it, always? And complain about it so that we understand they haven't got a signal.
Haven't got a signal. They've got
And in fact, not even one person says anything about, oh shit, I can't get a signal. you know.
Well, there is. I mean, once again, it's the guy complaining he can't get a signal.
Well,
because
yeah,
he
but I
doesn't
mean,
get
that's
paid to
it.
get
That's,
laid.
but that's it. You know, then you kind of,
If you're going to
go
get
for-
paid lots of money to shag your boss's wife,
yeah.
you want to be getting a signal, and you want
I
to be.
mean, I think when she falls down the hole, somebody
Yeah.
can whip out a phone and go,
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
we'll just call
Anybody got a
someone
phone? We
come
need to
help
get an
us."
ambulance or whatever.
Yeah, and they can't, you know. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, cool.
Very good.
Anything else? No? That's good then.